It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. My name is Heath, and tonight on Trains and Tech, it's going to be a little techy, but a little data entry, I just got to make a decision on what I'm going to do with operations, and tonight I'm going to start entering some data, and we'll see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea what I'm doing. So pretty much this is like every other stream. Quick story. Stream's about to start. You know, countdown's going, 30 seconds, 29 seconds. And I'm like, what am I forgetting? And then I realized I didn't have my mic on, didn't have the mic turned on, didn't have the mic plugged in. So blah, I got the mic set up. So I'm here. I'm slightly flustered due to my lack of micage, but I got the outfit on, and I'm wearing a new shirt. My girlfriend was not very impressed. It just says, "I don't snore," and then I probably can't get the bottom in, but it says, "I'm dreaming, I'm a train." So I got some fun shirts to wear. Let's see who's joining us tonight, and I'm going to start at the bottom because for once in a long time, Steven is not at the bottom of the list. Tonight at the bottom of the list, joining us after a little bit of a hiatus, but we've got Sherry from Z Fantasy Trains joining us. Welcome again, Sherry. We've got Steven from Wigwag Workshop, Mike from Trackside Mike, the High Plains Drifters here, Sean McGee, John from Schuylkill River Valley, Roy Eltham, Ron Moen, Roger Coleman, Don from Quest Western. We've got Possum Bayou. We got Dennis from Otter Creek and Rio Grande. Andrew, Mr. McTovid is here. James from Mr. Jimbo Trains. Mark Stafford, who came in and said, "Hi, men." And my first question was, who is he talking to? Lauren Hurwitz is here. Dwight Curley from Curly Express. Ken N's in the house. Railserve John is joining us, also known as John 2618. Joe Rader, Black Rock Central Railroad. Jeff the Railroad Enthusiast. Gerald Stewart's here. Frank Steeler Fan 820. Gary Creepy 013. Roy Hardwick from Containerman 68. Chris Ruggieri is here. Cameron from Caboose 121. Barry Olson. Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider. And at the top of the list tonight is Mr. Andy Estep. We do have some other people popping in. Let's see, we got Daniel Banks coming in, Ken Amos Jr.'s here as well, Ray Bertelson joining us. I'm trying to catch who I am missing. Thomas Grassi's here, is Tex AG007's in the house. Bernard from Mini Prince joining us as well. Thank you, everyone who is checking in today to see how my first adventures in operations is going to go. Well, at least the data entry part. Mr. Pictovid starting it off with a $5 super chat for the Humanity Fund. Thank you so much, Mr. Pictovid. Really, really appreciate it. I'm nervous to get started on this. Should we delay a little bit? We'll just talk about other things for a little bit. I do have some other stuff on my desk. I've got a little New York City architecture Lego set here. As people know, I do have a couple Lego trains. I enjoy my Legos every once in a while. Roy from Containerman 68 sent to me New York City, and I did start it, and that's as far as I got. So I was doing this a little bit during Dave from Crooked River and Eastern's show. So I'm started. I got pieces everywhere. We're gonna get that done at some point. Roger Coleman with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you again so much. Much appreciated. I agree. Lego is fun. It's something the grandson and I enjoy together. I don't have a grandson, and I enjoy it myself. It's a lot of fun. I can't get the box closed. And now I'm going to sit here for 20 minutes and try and get the box closed just because it's bugging me. Okay, we're just going to put that off to the side. Another project I will be working on. John, I agree. I love it too. Youngsters these days will need good jobs to afford Lego. It is true. It is getting more expensive. Why won't the box close? See, I'm just, there we go. Okay. Whew. Sorry. Yeah, it is a terrifying thought. Roy Container Man, who gave me the Lego architecture set, he said, I thought why not, although he can look out the window and probably see this stuff in real life. Unfortunately, out my window, I can't actually see these. I actually have to go on a little adventure to see them. Lauren Hurwitz, my dad, says, I did that set if you need help. I'll probably be okay, but, we'll see. Whoa, we almost had 3-hour boxing. Was there a fight? Did I not know about a fight? Another project that I have been working on is this car float. It wasn't really much of a long project. I did just have to put it together. I started priming the bottom a little bit. What I did was I took some small pieces of rail and I stuck them in the little spike things to try and make sure that this was all lined up. But my goal is, along with the operations stuff that I'm getting onto, is I got to get the car float area built. If you don't know, this right here, this is going to be the car float. So it's going to come off of here and go across, and then we'll have our little car float that can come up here and dock. But I need to figure the car float out. I got to get the transfer bridge set up so that I kind of know where everything goes. So I am getting started on this, no, as opposed to a 3-hour unboxing. Yes, boxing, unboxing, I guess, a little wigwag right over his head. Oh, a 3-hour boxing. Yes, it almost it almost took me 3 hours to. It was a long day. It was a long day. But along with that car float, I do need to. I did get this as well, and I needed that for the car float. I did actually already unbox it though, and what was in that box was probably not very exciting, but it's some Code 55 Atlas track. I tried putting if you don't know, Code 55 Pico track is the same height as Code 80, but it's got an extra like flange. What do they call that? It's got an extra thing. So it's the same size, it's just buried deeper into the ties. The Atlas stuff, on the other hand, is very thin and flimsy, and the ties are really thin and flimsy, and I thought that I might have better luck getting this Code 55 track on here. So that's the plan. I really only needed one of these, but I figured I'd screw it up, and for the cost of shipping one piece of flex track, we'll find out. Gary, you're too late. Everybody always makes that joke. Yes, I do have an ironing board. I do have an ironing board in my room. John, I agree. It's always good to see nice big boxes, especially when they've got fun, exciting branding on the outside of them. Cameron is reprinting me the bridge. If you don't know, Cameron actually printed me the first one, and if I can grab, I don't even know if I should be doing this, but I've got a bin, essentially, of all of the Peninsula stuff. I called it Peninsula, however you say that word. And unfortunately, I didn't get all of the sleds. I was missing one, so I only got half of it. But I think it'll be good opportunity to put it together a second time to try and do it correctly the second time. But that's what this is for. The transfer bridge. It's what holds or lifts the bridge up as the car float comes in. I've got some of these ProTrack rail aligners from Model Tech, and these are what I'll use at the gap when it flips up. I got the transfer bridge down here, which is it's the Bronx CNJ Bronx Terminal Float Bridge from Fast Tracks in N scale. So I'm gonna put that together. So I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to finishing laying all the track, and we'll see. Wait, what went through your hand? Now I'm missing something. I mostly use microengineering. I could only find microengineering in bundles of track, and I didn't want a bundle of track. Oh, Caboose 121 had some Code 55 Atlas track. I actually have a couple of pieces of Code 55 set track, but I thought I'd be better off using a single piece, because then I didn't have to worry about trying to join it, and I just thought it'd be easier to actually have a locomotive be able to go out onto the float bridge. I don't know if they ever really did that, but anyway. Fast Tracks. Yes, that's what this is not Fast Tracks, this is Fast Tracks. This is 3D printed. I believe Cameron also sent me this, if I'm not mistaken. This is 3D printed. The bridge is 3D printed. The bridge is 3D printed, but the transfer bridge part is not 3D printed. Uh-oh. JD, look again at the count. 4523. What do we think it actually is? I see 4421. Oh, now dropped up to 4225. So another project that I worked on that I do want to share is a is A. It's not A. It's some wiring I did behind me. I don't have it on right now, but I've got a little video that I can show. Just a real quick, nothing video, but I got the lighting working. I'm trying to get some videos out for Halloween. So part of getting the videos out for Halloween was getting the lighting done. So I got the lighting, but I don't know if you saw, there's actually there's a missing spot when you get just about near the end of the video. There's a missing spot in the video, right here, right there. You see it going by, the missing spot with the wire? So, better late than never, Container Man. Better late than never. That's actually where the speedometer goes. If you kind of see right now, I've got a building in there, but the speedometer connects to that. But that was another project that I worked on this week. Was that candy corn? No candy corn. Traffic cone. Andy Estep, his YouTube channel is SD Pandy Projects. So apparently he's logging in on 2 different channels these days. Slackers. Are you talking about who printed what? Is the float printed so you can just slide rail into it? Yes, it is supposed to be just printed so you can slide rails into it. I have already broken off several of the little things, but I'm pretty sure I still have more than enough to hold the track in place. And anywhere that there isn't enough of a groove, I'll just glue it down or whatever. So, yeah. Of course it was VLC Player. Who doesn't love VLC Player? Let's see, the High Plains Drifter, a paddle bit on a drill that was using to drill holes in PVC making toes in the garden. Oh, you're talking about what went through your hand. I gotcha. Possum Bio needs bundles of track for your layout. What kind of bundles do you need, Possum Bio? Are you N or HO? You're N scale, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So my other project was putting the sensor board for the speedometer into the back of the little. So this is a PTF designed background flat that I'll show you the front of it in a second. That I cut a hole in so that I can stick the sensors through it. So when you look at the backdrop, the sensors are there, but it's not like as obvious that the sensors are there. I'm not going to dead rail an engine to run onto the float. I figure I'll just, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. My thought is, though, is you just drill holes through it with wires, and you can just put copper tape on the bottom, and then you could just sit the copper tape on contacts that would come up through the board. The reality is I probably won't ever have an engine on this. I just I thought getting the flex track would somehow make my life easier, but I don't know if that's really the case or not. Real ones use idler cars. Now I have to look up what the heck an idler car is. Yeah, I'm sure locomotives don't run on the floats because they'll knock it over, but there is a picture, I think, now that I'm saying this, let me see if I can find it. It's the New York, New Jersey car ferry? What's it called? Car ferry float. There's a picture of it with the rail float operation in New Jersey that I think actually shows the locomotive on it, but I could just be making stuff up. But yeah, I mean, it really shouldn't go on the car float, but that doesn't mean, if you don't know, I could care less about yeah, anyway. Flat cars to reach onto the float. Ah, gotcha. Nice. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. I love, this is just a great little video, if you're not familiar with this video, of the, what is it called? The New York Jersey car float operation that goes from New York City to New Jersey. Let's see, share, copy. So there you go. Check that video out. It's pretty cool. That is how the engines all got to the Bronx River terminals. There you go. Todd, how are you doing, sir? Welcome. No engine on the car float, all done with a flat car or a Vox car called idler cars. There you go. Rule 1 invoked. Yes, it's my railroad. Leave me alone. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just, whatever. I do care. Not really. So this is the little sensor. First thing I basically did was kind of pushed it in so I kind of knew where it would go, and then I used my Dremel to kind of cut it out. Not really. I mean, it's just like loading cars onto a car float. It's the same thing, or buses or trucks or whatever. So I pushed it in to make little indentations for where the sensors and everything were, and then I cut them out to make little holes in it. Here you can see them kind of sticking out, but if you notice, it's very kind of white around the sensors, so you can kind of see around it. So I eventually went and, well, not yet, but so just take a quick look at the front of this. If you notice, it's a nice clean print. So I got through to this part with everything looking nice and clean, but you know, I needed to paint that, right? Because I want it to kind of go away. So I found some brown paint. But if you notice right here, you can maybe see there's, well, actually over here you can see it. I put Bloop's painter's tape on it because I figured, you know, painter's tape doesn't, oh, actually, so Steve87 PSAT makes a good point. That's how they load the train cars going to Alaska in Seattle, normally 3 flats. I just remembered, I actually took a ferry in, or to Copenhagen, Denmark, and I'm pretty sure, I wonder if the engines went onto the float, onto the ferry with us, or if the engines stayed on the shore and they used different engines on the other side. Yeah. I'll let everybody read that for a second. But yes. So I started painting it, but I put tape on it. I shouldn't have put tape on it. So this is me. I glued down some little extra pieces of foam core because now I had the little coupler sticking out the back, and this kind of enables me to stick it to the back drop. So the problem is, though, when I peeled the tape off, I kind of messed up the background flat. So don't do that. Don't do what I did. Don't put tape on the front of your PTF designs. Background flats, they'll look much better without them, but now I've got the sensors in a background flat, so they kind of disappeared. So Container Man wants to know if they drive or run them onto the floats, or did they hoist them up onto barges using cranes? I don't really know. Oh, that was me looking for the thing. But yeah, so you can see now with it painted, you can kind of see it. It just goes away. You don't really even see the sensors. This hole is to adjust the sensitivity. There's a little sensitivity knob, and this is where the diodes come out. So I thought that project worked out pretty well. It's now, you know, back here on the railroad. I don't know what I did with my lights. Let's see if this will make it any brighter. But it's now back there, and you can kind of see it, and it's right in front of where the speedometer is. So I thought that worked out pretty well. I'm trying to see how much longer I can postpone actually getting to the ops stuff, but something tells me that I'm about at that time where I just need to we're just gonna need to get into the operations. So what you're looking at is the screen share from this computer. And while we're getting into this, Bernard has a topic. What is Bernard's topic? I know what, Bernard, are you going to talk about this? This is as far as I've gotten on my mini prints entry so far. So I've got some work to do, but if you don't know, Mini Prints is having a contest, and let's see if I can find, I kind of want to show, Cameron's entry is amazing. He's been posting pictures up on my Discord, on the Discord, and it's just some really, really good work, but Bernard's having a little contest. Yes, you have 1 week to go. I know. I got some lighting done. I'm getting there. They have four entries so far. So there you go. Up, Cameron's waiting on his order. But here are the rules. Basically, just take a peanut butter cup and make yourself a little tiny diorama and submit the pictures over to Bernard and just have fun. He said, just slap a mini print in the lid and send him a picture. So, Cameron says I can share. Should we, let's see. Oh wait, whose is this? Oh, well, she's not here. I won't share it. There's somebody else that's doing one as well that posted it. But here's Cameron's. So you can see it's definitely a peanut butter lid down on the bottom. He's got a river running through his. He's got, the edges of the river. He's built a bridge to go over it. So he is all in. He is all in on this. So it's just fun, It's a fun little thing to do. So check it out. And while we're talking about channel sponsors, let's is that real? That's funny. That's good. I hope that's not real peanut butter on those banks, but maybe it is. But while we're talking sponsors, thank you everyone who are members on Patreon and YouTube, as well as the companies that have supported and provide discounts. Use the discount code HUMAN at checkout with these sponsors and you get discounts. So check it out. Be right back in a second.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
So John's asking, is the switching program for Macs only? This one that I'm working with now is a Mac only program. There are other ones out there that are more universal. I'm kind of waiting. Somebody I know is building their own program, and as soon as that's built, I'm kind of hoping to switch to that. But I just sort of, this is where I figured I'd start. This program is supposedly pretty simple to use, and I don't know, it keeps getting recommended by a couple people. It's supposedly much easier to get into than JMRI. I don't know. I figured we would just, jeez. Andy, that's actually pretty funny. Is the Mac one called iSwitching Jobs? Boy, they really missed an opportunity with that, didn't they? They really did. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Welcome back from the York Train Show. Probably didn't miss much. We're just getting started. So John, interesting you mentioned that. So what you're seeing on my desk right now is a 2017 MacBook Air. My girlfriend just updated her computer, and basically she wasn't gonna get much of anything for this computer, so I said, hey, would you mind? So this is gonna be my kind of operations computer. Being a MacBook Air, it's nice and light. It's a 12-inch, so it's easy to carry, easy to throw around a little bit. So it worked out well, and the program seems to run fine. I mean, the only thing I'm really going to do on this, so yeah, antique. The only thing I'm really going to do on this is the SwitchList stuff. I don't see myself really running much more than that. So this seems to be working pretty well so far. I do have, if people are curious down at the bottom here, I do have NDI running. NDI scan converter is what I'm using to send the screen image. Right, this laptop, it's just plugged in. This is just power, and then it's on Wi-Fi, so I'm connecting it to OBS through NDI scan converter. Randall went to the dark side. He's now an N-scaler. Gotta love it. What are you guys talking about? Unfortunately, Intel Max, yeah, but it doesn't, I mean, for this purpose, it doesn't matter. Does not matter at all. So, okay. We're going to see if we can figure this out. I have the help up on the right side here. Can you see my cursor? Oh, there it is. Now I see my cursor. All right. I have the help up on the right side here. So we're going to skip the About SwitchList part. And we're going to go to the setting up a layout with SwitchList. And there are essentially, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Step 7 is now run the train. So we got a half hour. I don't know how far we're going to get, but I thought we would just sort of look at what it's asking. Part of where I'm stuck with my operations is what I should be calling things. So I think part of going through this process right now, maybe I'll learn what I want to call things, and maybe people will have some suggestions as to what I should call things. Hopefully they will be appropriate suggestions. I'm gonna make myself a little bigger just to scare everybody. We'll see. Hopefully I'll get some suggestions. So first thing we need to do, and I'm just gonna add a couple just kind of quickly to get things going. People I can see already have a lot of confidence, in my ability to get through steps 1 and 2. So we'll see. Ken is probably taking the smart move and hitting the road, but yeah, Daniel, I'm imagining I will maybe get 1 or 2 appropriate names, and the rest will kind of be off the. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So first step, add freight cars. Go to the freight car tab. So I'm on the overview tab right now, and I just realized I'm not actually. So I did make one called Riverside Transfer. Don't save. So the one called Riverside Transfer, you can see it just says Riverside Transfer version 1 up on the top, because I'm sure this will have many 600 iterations to this. But go to the freight car tab and enter information for some of your freight cars. Press add to create a new freight card, then type in some details of the car. At first, you only need to enter the reporting marks. Later, you can add the car types, divisions, and the like. For now, just type in a few freight cars of the same type. All boxcars are hoppers. That way you can enter only a few cargoes and test that these cars carry the cargo around. So it looks like the add button is down here. Looks like it popped up a number already, and we've got, let's see, reporting marks. Let's grab, for sake of ease, we're going to grab these 3 pacemaker cars that I just got at the last train show, and we'll throw these in because why not? Why not? I'm sure some things will be based on my YouTube channel, but I don't think all of them will be. But what happened to Ken? What did I miss? Oh, gotta eat, take my meds, then I'll be asleep. Oh, that's no fun. Bill from Ozark is fully confident about step 1, a little less so about step 2. So let's see where we get. Okay, so reporting marks. So let's call this NYC 174-200, and it doesn't say I need. So for now, we're gonna leave cargo unassigned. Current location, no location, because I don't have any locations in there. And does anybody know what the car type is for a boxcar? I think it's XM, but I'm just completely throwing that out there, making it up. I actually have no idea. XM, let's see, boxcar. If I, Chapter 6, somebody's gonna throw it out there. I know Tim knows it, come on. I know, Daniel, you have no idea. Oh no, hit by a chain binder and broke 4 teeth. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ken. Oh. I am so sorry to hear that. Let's see. Railroad car types. Boxcar. Let's see. What are the different rail car types? Does it say? What is a boxcar? Boxcar. The AAR term for a railroad car that is enclosed, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe nobody knows this. Nobody's popped it up yet. FM, G, RO, RS, ST, XA, and XM. 45, 43. Thank you, Grandpa. Awesome, awesome. Awesome. I am just completely failing, and now I'm completely stuck. Okay, we're gonna leave this on no value until somebody comes up and tells me what it is. So apparently, what you need to do is fill this out first, and then type add. So let's do that. New York Central 175036. Add, and let's do one more. New York Central 175297. Add. Okay, so we got 3 cars in here. They say they're 40 footers, which is correct. I don't have a type because nobody knows yet. Oh, you weren't even, it wasn't even your trailer. Oh. Oh boy. That's even worse. You were just minding your own business. LD, LMT, no, it doesn't say. Where's Split Rock, or where's, the exact car version is only important if you're geeking out on that. Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not going to geek out on it. Division, I don't know yet. 40-foot length, not loaded yet. Unassigned cargo, not worrying about that. Current location. Oh, they've got workbench on here already, but we're not going to worry about that. Okay. Step 1, I think, is done. All right. Chasco XM boxcar for general service. equipped with side or side and end doors. So they are XM. Now, I don't know why I knew they were XM. I feel like somebody told me that at some point, but I guess there's XM and XA. I'm guessing XA is probably a boxcar with something else. But Dana says when you're doing ops, you care what is the car number. Well, there you go. So I got the car. Oh, I don't have the car number in there. Why is this one not? Which car number did I miss? Let's see. New York Central 1750336 175. So this one 174200. I don't know why we lost that one. Okay. So the next one, and this is where I think things are going to get a little bit interesting. How you doing, Dave P? Welcome. Create a town. Go to the Towns tab and name the major places on your layout. Places that are hidden, such as hidden yards and staging tracks, should be labeled as staging. So, are we keeping track? Oh boy. Okay, towns. So they already got a town called Workbench, and it's offline. Oh, I see. So we can have something called staging. So do I have something called staging? Staging? Add. Offline. Wait. What just happened? Staging. It's doing something weird that when I add something... Oh, did I mess up the number, John? I'll go back and take a look. It's doing something weird that when I hit the add button, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so that's staging. Let's call this Workbench. And we're going to say that is offline. Oh, now why did staging switch again? Staging. I don't know. Why is staging not switching to staging? Staging. I don't know what's going on. Staging. Offline. All right, who said step 2 is going to take me forever to get through? I don't know, this is like being really weird, and I don't know why it's being weird. Okay, so Workbench is offline. Staging, working, staging. So if I switch this to staging here, and I switch this to staging here, it keeps going back to offline. Freight cars. I wonder if it's making me choose offline because there's no... I don't know why it's doing this. Okay. New York Central, what did 174, I typed 300, it's actually 200. Well, we seem to already be stuck. Workbench offline. I'm going to change this to staging, and it doesn't stay. If I change it to staging here, it stays there, but then when I click add, it just says new town on layout. Out of town. Well, we're stuck on step 2. All right, so out of town I can call staging, but staging I can't seem to call. So Thomas, I'll need more information. What do you mean, how does this application communicate? Yes, Ken, it does say right here, if you've typed your freight cars into another program, you may be able to import your list of freight cars directly. So it does give instructions on how to do that. Well, I got further than Jason, but I don't know that I got anything working yet. So out of town I can call staging, but staging I can't call staging, which is really weird. So 3 industry. So I've been calling 3 industry this this area over here that's got 3 industries on it. So that's what I've been calling it. I guess my staging is now called out of town because that's with JMRI you have settings on how to communicate with your DCC system. Yes. This is SwitchList. This is a program that is designed for operations that basically just tells you where to, how to operate your cars on your layout. It doesn't control your layout. There's no, so this is like, I don't remember what it's called, Operations Pro. This is like Operations Pro on JMRI, but it's much more simpler. So Operations Pro, as far as I know, doesn't really have any connection to the layout. It's just sort of there. If it's like JMRI, invent out of layout destinations instead of staging. Instead of staging, use siding. Oh, I could do that. Well, I mean, out of town, it's letting me call that staging. So when we get to step 3, I think some of this might make more sense. So what I think I need to do, so number 2 on the setup is create a town, and then number 3 is create an industry. So what I believe you do is within your town, you then put your industries. So right now, I guess we're not really, so my town name for staging might be like New Jersey or whatever. Workbench is offline. So my town for 3 industry is 3 industry, but the industries within my 3 industry town might be something else. So let's add, can I add another one? Let's add one called, nope, that didn't work. There we go. Time Saver, because that's going to be a town on the layout. And I don't know what this town is going to be called. So this is a town, but there's nowhere to stop. So maybe this town and this will be the same town, maybe. But I need a town name. What's a good town name for my staging yard? Does anyone have any thoughts? Dennis just did some operations in JMRI. I was thinking about doing another video on it. Yeah, so I'm just trying this out because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I thought that would be a good place to start. So let's see. So my town that my main yard is in is going to be called, I just thought of calling it like Chaos, but stage right. So is this stage, well, this would technically that would be stage right, and the Time Saver would be stage left. So this would be, I mean, we could call this whole thing stage left and put the yard and the Time Saver all in the one town. Because, I don't know, well, I don't know if that makes, see, this is where I thought we'd have trouble. Hello, Gail! I hope you've taken his pointer away. Oh, I could call it Riverside. That makes a lot of sense. Why don't I do that? Riverside. All right, so I've got 3 industry, which is over here. I've got Workbench, which is offline. I've got Out of Town, which is my staging. I've got my Time Saver over there, and I've got the town of Riverside. So the next thing we're going to do is name the industries on your layout. Industries can be multi-track locations. John, I heard this as well, which is why I'm giving it a try as my first attempt. So, name the industries on your layout. Industries can be multi-track locations, such as a chemical plant, or just part of a track, the car plant scrapyard. You only want to specify enough to help your train crew know where cars go. So let's go to industries. Oh, that's interesting. So it says the workbench is 3 industry location. But why isn't it workbench and workbench? That would make more sense, wouldn't it? I don't know why there's an industry workbench. Okay, anyway. So let's just call this, for lack of better, anything better, let's just make it industry 1, 2, and 3. Just for fun. Industry 2. And I guess this is what I really need to do, is I need to spend some time coming up with names, because I didn't really come up with names for this kind of stuff. And they go into a whole thing too. It said like what counts as an industry, and it went to this whole thing about industries can be in your staging yard, meaning that so you will add circus side, industry side, staging side, maybe. Bill, thanks. Bernard wants an industry named after him. Does this have... Yes, so you can... yes, you can make... So industry 1, 2, and 3, if you notice, are all in 3 industry right now. So, yes. The town of 3 industry, which is what I'm calling that town, now has 3. And if I go... let's see, 1, 2, 3. If I go 4 tracks here, I can do time saver 1. I know, real interesting names, I know. And there's my inability to type and spell. Oh, time saver 2, time saver 3, time saver 4, and these can all go in the town of time saver. And then I've got all the yard tracks and stuff, but creative yard is number 4. So I'm gonna leave number 4. All right, so name the industries in your layouts. Industries can be multi-track locations or just part of a track. You only want to specify enough to help your train crews know where cars go. Step 4 is create a yard to indicate where trains start. Yards can either be hidden in staging or a physical place on the layout. All trains must start and end in a town with a yard. Which in real life, I don't know that that's true. But I could ship 10 cars of resin to Mini Prints. Manhattanville was the town that was at 125th Street. There even was a station there, and Lincoln stopped there when he was running for president. I should probably, Andy, I should get help from you to name some of these towns, and I should name them, definitely name them off the area. Does it differentiate between eastbound and westbound trains, trailing point versus facing point? I don't know yet. Harrison from North Country Trains. I just got home and saw this and was immediately interested. Unfortunately, it's not available for Windows, but it is free. That is definitely something, to say the least. Okay, so I have industries here and industries here, and now I'm going to create a yard here and a yard here. And then we'll look at the north-south stuff. Yeah, I feel like I'm learning to play a new game also. So those are my industries. And you can, you can go back and switch stuff around. So here we go. So now we got yard. Create a yard to indicate where trains start. Yards can either be hidden in staging or physical place. All trains start and end. Let's see, yard tab. The yard tabs lets you declare which railroad yards, staging tracks, and interchanges exist on your railroad. To add a new yard, hit the add button. You'll need to give the yard a name and specify the town it's in. You can remove unneeded. Yards are important for 3 reasons. Trains must begin and end in a town with a yard. Yards provide a place for cars to be exchanged. Blah, 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 blah. Third, empty freight cars will go to a yard for storage. The accepts divisions and divisions fields for yards affect when cars can be exchanged between trains and where empty cars go. Whew. Yards in towns that are marked as staging, not on the visible layout, behave slightly differently. If a car is loaded and the car has reached its final destination, if the car is empty but reserved for a load, well, I made it to step 4. Oh boy. Yep. Harrison says, I'm the guy that buys iPhone but only builds Windows PCs. I know, I get it. Mini Prince grabbing one of his beers from his craft brewery across the street. Okay, so let's see. So a yard, new yard. So can staging now be a yard? Staging is in my out of town area. And then I don't know what this divisions thing is. It seems to be allowing you to type divisions. So it seems to allow you to type anything in there. I don't quite understand what the divisions thing is yet. All right. So I got staging and I've got one more yard. Let's call it, I don't remember. There's a name for that yard. I think staging is a type of yard. Can use JMRI operations if not have room for staging, just 1 yard, few spurs and interchange. Yeah, I'm still figuring all this out. So let's say main yard. And the main yard is in the town of Riverside. Okay. So now it says create a train. Create a single train for now that visits all of the towns. Add new train. Test train. Test train. Accepts all car types. Okay. Is that all I do? Do I need to change stops? Change cars accepted. Oh, I see. Okay, so you can't actually change cars. Change stops. Trains must begin and end at a station with a yard, bold name. Stations for test train to visit. A train needs at least 1 stop. So, for sake of testing, we're just going to add everything. Oh. Although it's not letting me add everything. Cancel. Change stops. Add. Oh. Must begin stations for test train to visit. A train must end with a oh, I see. I get you now. Okay. So this train is going to start in Riverside. It's going to go to 3 Industry, then to the Time Saver, and then go out of town. Apparently. Which isn't exactly how I want my railroad to run, but we'll see. We'll see. Name your train Thomas the Tank Engine. Can I get 4 wool cards? So we are... okay, so we built a train. Now create a few cargoes. Choose an industry. Identify a likely item being sent or received from it, and choose a likely destination. Make a guess about how many cars a day or week should arrive to indicate how busy the industry would be. Boy, this is hard. This is like a lot of thinking. All right, so cargo description. So resin. Okay, seven times per week, per day, per week. Any car type for now. What does this say? Fixed? I don't know what that says. Okay, source. So the source, let's say, is industry 1. No, let's say the source is staging and the destination is industry 3. So let's do another cargo, let's say toothpicks, and let's say this one is 3 times a week, and it's gonna go from source, let's say source is industry 2, and it goes to the main yard. And let's add one more. Name your train the torture train. You haven't done any torture videos lately, Nathan. Baby steps. I know. This is real railroading is not for the faint of heart. This is for hard work. This is. Oh, Settlers of Catan joke? Yeah, that went over my head. Lowell, you're mimicking the traffic flow of a railroad. You would thought that would be easy. I don't know. T is for tank car. I didn't put any tank works in. Paperwork is what makes train, reset. Paperwork is what really moves trains, just like what makes planes fly. I can take a piece of paper and fold it up into a plane and make that fly. I need bamboo skewers to manufacture pointers. There you go. There you go. Should we do that? We can do bamboo, BAMBOO, and bamboo is time saver 2, and it needs to go to industry 1. Will it let me do that? And then from, if I go SKEWERS, and I go from industry 1 with the skewers over to time saver 4, and then I get to pointers, and the pointers go from time saver 4 back to staging. All right. So a lot of these things happen 7 times a week. Let's change these a little bit around just to do it. We'll say 12 times a week for skewers and 8 times a week for pointers, because Dennis breaks pointers all of the time. Paperwork is what makes everything do things. Unless the yardmaster says, take them away. Heath, what if you have a train that only carried gold? I would need a gold mine. Perfect. Okay. So now, step 7. Now you run the train. You go back to the overview tab, press the start new session button to assign some new loads to your freight cars. Select a train and press make switch list to get a list of cars to switch. Print your switch list and operate your model railroad. I will say, if you're interested in this program, there is a way. Let's see where it is. I saw it. Let's see if I can find it. Or I should say, I saw it in the instructions. I don't know. Where it would be. Oh, there you go. Preferences for all layouts. Display web server control panel. When you click on this, this other window pops up. Enable web access. So now you can go to that URL on your iPhone, your iPad, your whatever device, and you can see the switch list on your device. So you don't, like when you get it all set up on the computer, if you have 10 operators or something like that, it's all good. Okay, so we go back to overview. Go back to the overview tab, press start new session. All right, nothing happens. Start new session. Okay. Select a train and press make a switch list. And there's nothing on it. To get a list of cars to switch. Start new session to assign new loads to your freight trains. So what did I forget? Oh, cargo. That's probably what I forgot. And I probably need to put them somewhere. Main yard, let's see. All right, so let's try that. Let's go back here. Let's start a new session and select the train and make switch list. Hey, look at that. So, New York City 175297 type XM goes from Riverside to the main yard, from Riverside main yard to out of town staging. New York Central 174200 goes from Riverside main yard to 3 Industry 1. So if we go back here and if we say one of these cars is in staging, now when we go back to the overview, start a new session. Cannot find a route to get New York Central 175297 from out of town to 3 Industries. So New York Central 175297 freight cars 175297. Oh, so it doesn't like that when I start it from outside there. It probably doesn't like it because of I set my train up. I set my train up here. You can see for the stops to start at Riverside, go to 3 Industry, time saver, and out of town. So the main yard is in Riverside, so I think it's got to start it. So can you change the font? Yes, I don't like face cursive. I know. Let's see. Time to get to work. I like the load idea. Excellent program. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Split Rock helped me out a little bit. Got me connected up with somebody that uses this. What was the question? Oh, yes. Can you change the switch list? Yes. So make switch list. So here's this version of the switch list. You can go. I was doing it before. Where was I doing it? Was it under preferences? No. Well, now you're calling me out on it. Let's oh, here we go, under style. So that was the handwritten style. We can go to like Southern Pacific narrow, and when we make the switch list, it looks like that. We can go to, let's see, how about railroad letterhead. We can go here, so that's what railroad letterhead looks like. So they do have some templates. I don't know if you could build your own templates though. Well, you can change some of the values, but it looks like they're kind of standard. Oh, here you go. Here's if you like waybills. Here's you can print out waybills as well. So that's kind of interesting. Does the program know how long your siding, spurs, and yard tracks are? My understanding is that you could put, you can assign spots and stuff like that, but I definitely have to look into that. Part of why this program was recommended to me is because it's designed to be simple. It's not designed to say, you know, put this boxcar exactly in that spot. It's designed to say, go get these boxcars and, you know, move them over there. So I don't think it's, if you want that very, very like prototypical, like, you know, every little detail laid out and stuff like that, then this might not be for you. But this is definitely about just, you know, making things simple. So this seems like this might be a good place for me to start. I probably need to get a little bit more information into it, you know, some more boxcars and a couple more trains and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I do like the simplicity of it. Wigwag, Steven from Wigwag says, I was never into switching until you started showing us all this stuff. I appreciate it, Heath. This looks like a ton of fun. And I'll admit too, I wasn't into this stuff until this time saver project came up. I was on the Twin Cities Division podcast, The Crossing Gate, and one of the things we talked about was small layouts, and I brought up that for me, I thought I needed a loop, and this is like a whole new world for me. And as Thomas says, you know, you can always get more detailed, always get more detailed. So I got a let's see. Dennis says, I was wondering how the program knows if a car is already at an industry or if there's room for another car at the same location. So industries, my guess, this is just a guess, my guess is you can use divisions. So let's take a quick detour. We'll take 5 more minutes or so. Let's see if we can figure out different switch lists is available using reports to check layout positions. Create your own switch list styles. So there you go. You can do your own switch list styles. Definitions. Let's go here. What are towns? What's offline? What counts as an industry yard interchange? I'm not seeing division. Is there a search? Yes, here's a search. Division. Switch list help. No results. Oh, wait, here we go. Division for, apparently you just got to wait a little bit longer. Figuring out where freight cars should go. Each car can belong to a division, which is used to identify where the empty car is supposed to go, as well as which industries prefer those cars. Divisions are completely optional. Switch lists should work just fine if you never fill in the division field. Divisions can be simple as here and elsewhere to indicate which boxcars are for local or whatnot. Divisions give you a way to restrict what cars get used. For example, bagged cement going from a cement plant on your layout to an offline West Coast industry would only get assigned to cars in the division. So, I think that explains that part a little bit, but it doesn't, it didn't actually answer your question, I realize. But I'll have to look into that. I don't know. Layout balance, defining the right cargoes, unavailable cars. So I'm going to guess there is probably a way to do it. Yeah, see, I'm waiting for Joey to finish his so that, oh, and then you figured you're going to completely rewrite it. So part of my plan is to use this until I can figure it out, and then hopefully Joey will have his at a place that I can give his a try. Thomas Splitrock says another great thing about this is you can test sessions. Tell the program to run another session or 2 or 3 and see if the cars move correctly. If not, just redo and if not, just don't save, then redo the changes. There you go. So the hot topic tonight is operations and setting up this program called SwitchList that is only for Apple, but it is free, and it is much. My appearance was epic, and it's much more simplified than like JMRI is. So I wanted to give this a try just to kind of get into the basics of stuff. I'm still very new to operations. This is all still very new to me. So I'm you know, I'm learning as I go. You know, taking things one step at a time, and you know, seeing, who knows where this is going to take me. who knows what's going to happen. So yeah, as Joey says, I made it too complex to start. I know that stuff happens, right? Split Rock says you can also create more than one off layout location. Oh, so when a car leaves the layout going to the yard, you can keep that car from immediately coming back next session by sending it even farther. Ah, gotcha. Dennis says I may give this a try, just sitting here in my travel trailer and see how it goes. Yeah, I mean this is kind of good. Oh, I didn't know there's a Facebook group. Split Rock, if you want to pop that up there, the link for the Facebook group, that would be an awesome way to end this. I don't know if I mean, I can see if I can find it, but I'm terrible at finding stuff on Facebook. SwitchList, all one word, maybe? Let's see what I get. Ooh. Boo, boo, boo. I found the program, but I didn't find the group. But I'm finding it mentioning. Dennis says it would add a whole new dimension to your trains. Yeah, it gives you a purpose for playing with your trains. Exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of, you can also print them out. Yep. Roy, come on now. So yeah, I think this is good. Hopefully, Split Rock will find the link in the next couple of seconds and post it up. But for me, I'm gonna have to call it a night. I am gonna get on with other things tonight. But thank you all so much for being here. I hope you learned something. I know I learned a whole bunch of stuff, and we'll keep seeing where this takes me. I mean, who knows? Operations might just become my thing. From the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.